السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Welcome back to another episode of Quran in English. My name is Ahmed, and I'm happy to take you through a new chapter, a new section, well, technically two sections, of Surah Fussilat, which means the explanations, explained in details. What am I doing here? I am learning about the Quran. I am reading it for the first time for a lot of it, and I am explaining to you what I understand because this is the best way for me to learn. This is my education journey that I'm sharing with you. If you like this type of content, feel free to hang out. If you don't, then it's not for you. I will make mistakes, so if you don't like mistakes, maybe don't stick around. Anyway, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم, and off we go. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Ha mim. Two letters. We don't know what it means. Sometimes verses start with letters. Many people have had many ideas of what they think it means. Long story short, we don't know what it means. Not yet. Maybe eventually. تنزيل من الرحمن الرحيم. تنزيل من الرحمن الرحيم. A revelation or brought down from the most gracious and most merciful. Those are the names of God. God has 99 names other than God, which is Allah in Arabic, which just means the God. So usually when it's those letters, usually we talk about the revelation, and this is the revelation that is being discussed. And then already we come into a verse that I am a little bit curious about. كتاب فصلت آياته قرآنا عربيا لقوم يعلمون. There's the word فصلت. A book where its verses are detailed in it. It is Qur'anan, which means that which is read, then in Arabic for a people who know. So this confused me because, like, is it saying that the Quran was revealed to a people that know what it talks about? I don't think that's accurate. Because obviously its revelation brought light and brought knowledge to a people that didn't know. So what does it mean by it brought down to people that knew? Now I kind of did a little bit of digging. I think it was in lessons. Something here sparked an idea. Was it this one? No, I think it was Quran 41:3 tafsir. Or actually, specifically, I said tafsir 31:3. And one of the first answers for people who know, scholars emphasize what the message is universal for people who know, who truly benefit from it. Commentators explain that those who know refers to individuals who intend to ponder and reflect about the verses, use their intellect to distinguish guidance from misguidance, and are willing to accept the truth, which is very interesting. And it does talk about this contrast of those who are willing to learn and listen versus those who are not willing to learn and listen. So it's not necessarily that you know, but those who use reason or ways to learn and know and understand, those who are willing to know are the ones that they are referring to. And it's this weird past tense present, like you will know if you read and learn, you will become one who knows, but only those who read and listen truly and genuinely to try and understand will be those who know, and those who don't read and listen will not be those who know. So it's a weird tense of like saying those who know, not as in who know before they read, but who know because they know from reading. It's this weird juxtaposition, but it also talks about a very important and key element, which is the desire to learn, the desire to know. So instead of saying those who want to know, it just says those who know. And that's kind of the beautiful distinction, which is exactly what we're doing here on this channel. We're trying to know and trying to learn, which I think is very interesting. بشيرا ونذيرا فأعرض أكثرهم فهم لا يسمعون. It is giving good news and giving a warning, but most of them turn away so that they do not hear. And here you have the juxtaposition: those who hear and those who don't hear. Maybe this, I don't know. Those who hear and those who don't hear, those who know and those who don't know. Yeah, it's kind of splitting. It's always kind of binary in a way. So yeah, it has good news and it has a warning, which we've seen many times. And those, but most of them do not hear, and those who do not hear say, وقالوا قلوبنا في أكنة مما تدعونا إليه وفي آذاننا وقر ومن بيننا وبينك حجاب فاعمل إننا عاملون. The ones who don't listen will say, our hearts are in coverings, covered or veiled, from what you call us to. And in our ears is a deafness, and from between us and between you is a barrier, a screen. So do, and we will do. Do, and we will do. It's kind of like they also understand that there is a distinction, a difference from you doing and us doing. And it's kind of a little bit of all the above. قل إنما أنا بشر مثلكم يوحى إلي أنما إلهكم إله واحد فاستقيموا إليه واستغفروه وويل للمشركين. It says, say, indeed I am only a human like you. I'm only flesh like you. It is revealed to me that your God is one God, is a God that is one. So, فاستقيموا إليه. So be straight to him or head towards him directly and ask for his forgiveness. And woe be to those who associate, to the polytheists, to those who associate more than one God other than God. Now, it could be other gods, it could be money, it could be power, it could be wealth. Mushrikeen is a wide... Polytheist is one explanation of it. It's not the only explanation of mushrikeen. It just means associating partners with God, associating other equals with God. Yeah. الذين لا يؤتون الزكاة وهم بالآخرة هم كافرون. The ones who do not give zakat, which is alms tax, it's giving a portion of your wealth away to purify your wealth. And they are in the hereafter disbelieving. It's not. I was thinking about the word kafir. Kafir is not just doesn't believe. Kafir is rejects, is like actively speaks against it. Because kafar shay means to cover the thing. Saying I don't know is not the same as being a kafir. Kafir is saying I know there isn't. It's like very specifically, it's an active verb of denial. It's not just not knowing. And yeah, do not purify their money. إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات لهم أجر غير ممنون. And those who believe and do righteous good deeds, for them is a reward that is never ending. Very clear, very straightforward. Now, usually we end at the star, but this is way too short to end at the star here, so I'm going to go through the second section. قل أئنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق قل أئنكم لتكفرون بالذي خلق الأرض في يومين وتجعلون له أندادا ذلك رب العالمين. So now we talk about the creation. It's very interesting. It says, do you disbelieve and do you deny the belief of the one who created the earth in 2 days? Here it says 2 periods. The reason why, because in another verse of the Quran, it says 1 day for God is like 1,000 years for us. So that's why they've changed 2 days to 2 periods. The word is 2 days, but the context of a day is unclear. Is it God's day or is it our day? I think it's God's day. And you set up for him rivals or equals or something that is comparable to him. That is the Lord of the worlds. There's only, you cannot compare anything to him. Created the earth in 2 days. First it says 2 days. Then it says, وجعل فيها رواسي من فوقها وبارك فيها وقدر فيها أقواتها في 4 أيام سواء للسائلين. And he placed in it mountains from above it, and he blessed in it therein, and he determined in it sustenance in 4 days periods that are equal to those who ask. So he placed the earth on firm mountains, standing high, showered it with blessings, ordained it all means of sustenance, totaling 4 days exactly. So first we have 2 days, then we have 4 days. 4 days include the first two days. These 4 days and the first 2 days, total of the creation is 6 heavenly days, which this is commonly shared across Christians, Jews, and Muslims. 6 days, and then in Arabic it says he ascended upon the throne. In the Christian and Jewish Bible, it says he rested on the 6th day, on the 7th day, which is in direct contrast to a verse of the Quran where the Quran says God needs no rest, needs no sleep. So we all agree that it was the creation was in 6 days, 6 God's days, days in terms of God's perspective, and nothing on the 7th day. But the Christians and Jews believe that it was rest on the 7th day, which we say is not correct, based off of what the Quran has revealed to us. But interesting. Yeah, and here is the same word, ثم استوى, and it's the same verse here, استوى. Here they say it's ascended. Istawa kind of means he sat upon his throne. But here they translate it to turn, because again, a word can have multiple meanings. ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان فقال لها وللأرض أتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا أتينا طائعين. Then he directed to the heavens. Then he directed himself to the heavens while it was smoke, and he said to it and to the earth, come both of you, willingly or unwillingly, in obedience or in hatred, you are going to come. But the earth and the heavens both said, we come willingly. We both submit willingly. We obey. We come obeying. Which is okay, so what is it saying? The heavens was smoky, and then he called to the heavens and the earth, and he said, come to me, willingly or unwillingly, and they both came willingly. Which is interesting. It even gives the concept that the earth and the heavens have will. You think of them as inanimate objects. You think of them as just existing. But apparently even they have will, is what is being said. Which means they can have faith in a way. Very strange. فقضاهن 7 سماوات في يومين وأوحى في كل سماء أمرها وزينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وحفظا ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم. So he completed them 7 heavens in two periods, 2 days, and he revealed in every heaven its affair. So there are 7 heavens, and each heaven has its own affair. And then the 7 heavens were created in 2 days, which is very interesting. So the earth's creation story was 6 days, but the heavens creation came after the earth creation. And we adorned, we decorated, decorated the heavens, sama dunya, the heaven or the sky or the heaven of the earth, with lamps. وحفظا. بمصابيح وحفظا. No, I don't think it means the lamps are for protection. Oh, وزينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وحفظا. We decorated the heavens of the earth, the heavens of the earth, the heaven of the earth, with lamps and protection. We adorned the lowest heaven with stars and protection. Yeah. That is the decree of the Almighty and the All-Knowing. فإن أعرضوا فقل أنذرتكم صاعقة مثل صاعقة عاد وثمود. Then, okay. We have our first controversial opinion, but here it is. Now, it goes back to as if talking to them, and it adds the term, O prophet, which is not found in this phrase. It says, but if they turn away, then say, I have warned you of a thunderbolt like the thunderbolt of Ad and Thamud. Now, it is generally understood that the Quran speaks to the Prophet in these verses because the limited understanding of humans seems to think that this is the only context at which this can apply. Now, the reason why I firmly do not believe that this verse is speaking to the Prophet, because there was no thunderbolt like Ad and Thamud at the time of the Prophet that he needed to warn them about. Because if the Prophet had warned them about a thunderbolt of Ad and Thamud, he would have lied, because no thunderbolt came. What came at the time of the Prophet was God's decree at the hands of the Muslims. See Surah At-Tawbah, the only chapter to begin without Bismillah. There was no thunderbolt at the time of the Prophet, as far as I know. Maybe I've missed something, but I'm pretty sure there was no, because I've looked into the miracles of the Prophet, there was no divine punishment. So then what does this mean? And if they turn away, then say, I have warned you of a thunderbolt from like the thunderbolt of Ad and Thamud. Okay, of course it's possible that he could have warned them about the thunderbolt of Ad and Thamud, and that warning didn't come to pass. But that seems less logical and less likely. I've always said that this Quran is for all time and place, and as per the Quran, the Prophet was the last prophet, but not the last messenger. Therefore, if there is a messenger that comes after, this could apply to them, for example. Based on my limited understanding, just the fact that there was no thunderbolt at the time of the Prophet, and there can't be a thunderbolt now at the time of the Prophet because the time of the Prophet had passed. That is fixed. The past is fixed. The present and future are not. So I do think this is about a future moment, if not a present moment, if it's already existing somewhere, that I do not have vision to. But I do not think this is talking about the Prophet, and also it does not mention the Prophet. إذ جاءتهم الرسل من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم ألا تعبدوا إلا الله قالوا لو شاء ربنا لأنزل ملائكة فإنا بما أرسلتم به كافرون. If when it came to them the messengers from before them, from amongst them, from between their hands, in front of them, or from behind them, and they said, do not worship any God except God, those people would have said, if God had willed, then he would have sent down angels. So indeed, we are about what you have been sent with disbelievers, not just, we totally reject. Totally reject is more an accurate description of kafir. Those who, actively reject and deny. So essentially the messengers come and they say, why are you not angels? We're not going to believe. So, and then it ties it back to, do you know or do you not know? Do you use your reason? Do you use your brain or do you not? فأما عاد فاستكبروا في الأرض بغير الحق وقالوا من أشد منا قوة أولم يروا أن الله الذي خلقهم هو أشد منهم قوة وكانوا بآياتنا يجحدون. And then as for the people of Ad, they were arrogant in the earth, in the land, without any right, and they said, who is mightier than us in strength? Did they not see that God is the one who created them? He is mightier than them in strength, but they used to deny our signs, persisted in denial of our signs.
So yeah, the people of Ad were arrogant, and they said, who's stronger? And then the question is asked to them, are you stronger or is God stronger? God is stronger.
It's not really a question, but more, God is stronger. But then they used to deny our verses, our signs. فأرسلنا عليهم ريحا صرصرا في أيام نحسات لنذيقهم عذاب الخزي في الحياة الدنيا ولعذاب الآخرة أخزى وهم لا ينصرون. So we sent upon them a wind that is furious in days that were of misfortune, so that we can make them taste the torment, the punishment of disgrace in this worldly life. But yet the punishment of the hereafter is much worse, disgraceful, much more disgracing, and they will not be helped. What is this? Oh, bitter and screaming wind. Okay, I think we can imagine a furious wind. وأما ثمود فهديناهم فاستحبوا العمى على الهدى فأخذتهم صاعقة العذاب الهون بما كانوا يكسبون. And as for Thamud, then we guided them. So they preferred being blind over the guidance. So it sees them the thunderbolt of punishment that is humiliating about what they used to earn.
Now, I should do a video at the end about all the versions of Ad and all the versions of Thamud.
Because at some point, here they're talking about sa'iqa, which is a bolt. But they also talked about sayha, which is a shriek. So I want to see all the different variations of it so I can have a full picture of what happened to them. But essentially they were given guidance, but they preferred to be blind, so they got a blast. وَنَجَّيْنَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَكَانُوا يَتَّقُونَ. And we saved the ones who believed and they were mindful. That's the correct word. Not afraid. Mindful of God. Keeping God in their mind. وَيَوْمَ يُحْشَرُ أَعْدَاءُ اللَّهِ إِلَى النَّارِ فَهُمْ يُوزَعُونَ. And the day the enemies of God will be gathered towards the fire, and then they will be assembled in rows. يُوزَعُونَ. They will be spread about. حتى إذا ما جاءوها شهد عليهم سمعهم وأبصارهم وجلودهم بما كانوا يعملون. And then when they come to it, their hearing and their sight and their skins will testify against them about what they used to do. It is reported that the wicked will deny their evil records. Okay, long story short, their sights, their hearing, and their skin will testify against them. We don't need to read that explanation because it's explained in the next verse. And they will say to their skin, وَقَالُوا لِجُلُودِهِمْ لِمَا شَهِدْتُمْ عَلَيْنَا قَالُوا أَنطَقْنَا اللَّهُ الَّذِي أَنطَقَ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَهُوَ خَلَقَكُمْ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَإِلَيْهِ تُرْجَعُونَ. They will say to their skin, why did you testify against us? The skin will reply, God made us speak. He's the one who makes everything speak. And he has created you the first time, and to him you will be returned. Ironic that your skin is a bigger believer than you are. وما كنتم تستترون أن يشهد عليكم سمعكم ولا أبصاركم ولا جلودكم ولكن ظننتم أن الله لا يعلم كثيرا مما تعملون. And you didn't تستترون وما كنتم تستترون, and what you used to cover you did not use to cover yourselves, that lest it testify upon you your hearing, nor your sight, nor your skins. You did not bother to hide yourself from your ears, your eyes, and skin to prevent them from testifying against you. Oh, it's very interesting. But you assumed that God does not know much of what you used to do. You did not bother to hide yourselves from your eyes, your ears, and your skin to prevent them from testifying against you. Which is like, how can you prevent them? But how would you even know? But how could you, even if you knew, how would you be able to prevent? That's kind of crazy. وذلكم ظنكم الذي ظننتم بربكم أراد وذلكم ظنكم الذي ظننتم بربكم أرداكم فأصبحتم من الخاسرين. That is your assumption which you assumed about your Lord. It has ruined you, so you have become from the losers. فإن يصبروا فالنار مثوى لهم. فإن يصبروا فالنار مثوى لهم. وإن يستعتبوا فما هم من المعتبين. But if they endured, فإن يصبروا, then if they endure the fire, but if they endure, then the fire is still an abode for them. Then the fire is an abode for them. And if they ask for favor, then they will not be the ones who receive the favor. Pretty straightforward. And that is the end of the verse. I thought I was going to give a lot more explanation, but yeah, my eyes are a bit tired. So this is what we're getting. But I think we did quite okay. I thank you all for watching me, and I'll catch you the following week, inshallah, bi'idhnallah. So thank you all. I'm going to say صدق الله العلي العظيم, and I'll catch you guys and girls and those in between next Sunday. مع السلامة. Bye.